Ooh, I'm live. Ooh, I'm live. How do I? Now I can stop listening to Chatfix. But I probably need some people in here because I have a PS5 issue and I don't know what to do about it. I think it's probably not going to work. Let me put Droid Cam on my other phone too. Droid Cam. Yeah. This is because I don't know what I'm doing. Where's Droid Cam? Oh, there it is. Let me get another camera going. Hold on. Oh, I already have the other camera going. Cool. Awesome. And I am on my new mic, so let me know how that goes. All right. So I basically just need this for this type of nonsense. Get this out of the way. I'm going to use my holder here, and that way people could see that pretty much, and maybe that just in case. I don't know, just working on what I got here. I don't think anybody's here yet anyways, so all is well. So how's everybody? Oh, not everybody. How's myself doing? Hopefully the stream is okay and the audio is okay. I am on a new microphone so now everybody sounds like Andy. We all could sound like Andy now. Beep, 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 beep. What's my old display? Put my display up here. And that way, I'll show what I got here. But yeah, what? 4 viewers? Oh, there's people here. JFix. Chill and relax. Wow. Hey guys. I also don't have a fan on in the background too, so that might be helping a little. So today I was just looking at this PS5, and I mean, I already told the customer no fix, to be honest with you, but I figured I'd give it another chance just in case you guys felt differently. It's basically a PS5 that, well, I don't need that solder tab. It's basically a PS5 that has a APU fail, but a nice normal power sequence. Goes up to about 310 and then goes down to about 7 or 9 depending. It's pretty normal. 9 is a little high, but I don't feel that, I don't know, I don't feel like that's a problem, but as you see here, it's just giving a single beep. God, everything's so messy. Let me see. I'm trying to get my electric cord out. So, I'll just show you real quick. I'll wait the 7 seconds as usual. 7 seconds of terror that we wait. And it's a blue light and it's off. It's a blue light and it's off. So basically not the best scenario, especially when you have a normal boot sequence. So I figured what I do is I come on and I will do what anybody wants me to do. Whatever you want me to check, I will check. So, for example, Um, this is just a quick example. Let's see, how do I get this in? Just going to give myself a ground. Put ground right there. And I'll go over to VDC, which I'm in. And just an example, nothing concrete, but you see that I get 4.5 volts around that, and then it goes back down. Which this is a one of those voltages that sometimes disappear. And I think this one too, if I'm not mistaken, this one is also like a 3 volt or something. Yeah, 3 volts, and then it goes back down. So I'm just going to reball the APU. Hold on. All done. Now it's going to work. So I had a good day today. I mean, you know, I work in the wireless industry, and I had that JFix, you would know. I had one of those Westel units, like the alarm units, and the other day when we programmed the router, when we built out the router, hey Squish, when we built out the router, we didn't program the Westel because it's an IXRE router. We couldn't get you can't go lower than, on the Nokia IXRE, you can't go lower than one gig port. So unfortunately the Westel was set to auto negotiate, and it was only on the 100 megabit port. So we had to go back today and set it to 1 gig, which I did in like 5 minutes. So I literally did 5 minutes of work the whole day. I haven't done a damn thing. So my streaming is just basically boredom, you know. And I wanted to test this mic anyway, and I want to show you guys. I got a new work area that I'm setting up, you know, with tables and stuff, and you know, it looks pretty good. I'll take you down there later if you'd like, and show you what I'm working with. I got to bring all this stuff to my garage basically now. But I'm just looking for ideas for this PS5 at the moment, because I don't have any right now. So I want to go through. I'm sure somebody's going to say something. Somebody, hey, thanks, Squish. I'm sure somebody knows something that I didn't check, but I always want to make sure. I kind of like write this thing off as parts. It's already mine, but if I could get it back, if I could bring it back somehow. Oh, I got a story for this one. This unit has been to iBreak UFix, right, at the mall. Yeah, I think they run out of Walmart around here, but they might run out of Walmart everywhere. I don't even know. But if you look closely, well, you're not going to be able to see it. But if you look closely, there's like black marker marks all over the place, like here, and just basically on different components. And I guess they were just poking around and they were marking what they checked, I guess. I mean, I don't use that method, but I also check things 900 times. So, but they never actually hooked up UART to anything. So, but the guy said, yeah, they kept it for 2 months. They replaced a power supply. But mind you, the symptoms have not changed. Yeah, this is the DJI mic. The symptoms have not changed. It's been a blue light the whole time. So they said, oh, we want to change the power supply. So I changed the power. So like, well, did they charge you for the change of the power supply? He goes, no. All right. So I guess they tried a new power supply is what he meant to say. And then they said they wanted to try an HDMI port. And maybe they meant HDMI encoder. I don't think they wanted to try a port, because a port would just be stupid, right? Because that's obviously not a port. But they had this thing for 2 months, never hooked up UART, and told them it was unfixable. So, and I was like, all right, I'll take a look at it, you know. Yeah, they probably only do basic stuff. But I mean, they were checking it with the marker, I guess, to see if the components were there. Maybe I don't even know. But so I was like, I'll take a look at it. I'm thinking that it's going to be something fixable, because they're not the greatest technicians ever. Um, so I figure, maybe if not fixable, at least like something I could try to fix or whatever. And they kind of got it right, I think, with an APU failure. APU and, just they miraculously got it right. I don't know how they got it right because they never showed them, they never explained why they got it right. Like I explained, hey, UART says it's an APU issue. I have a normal boot sequence, and between those three things, I have all the voltages. It's not fixable. So, I think I got it right. But again, sometimes there's flux on the board where, let's see, evidence. No, they have not changed any component. As a matter of fact, so I screwed up on this one. I went to, for no reason whatsoever, I don't even know why I did it. I reflowed the south bridge and nudged it, and I think I might have nudged it too hard, and I ended up having to replace the south bridge myself just to get the normal boot sequence back. So the only solder evidence now is from me because I fucked up. So that's the only solder evidence. But I've been poking around, checking the voltages, power on, check voltage, power on, checking for shorts. Really nothing here. There's nothing to check. Yeah, well, the only thing I really noticed, and I think it's perfectly normal because it's like that on my board too. So I have this thing disconnected. Yeah. Let me pop it out real quick. I still have that stupid laptop, JFix. I still have to look at that thing one day. The one that I got back from the communist over there. Fucking, what's his name? Raf. The commie. Everybody should live in a communist nation. Raf. All right, so yeah, so like I said, the flux on the board, that's from me. That's from the South Bridge. And what did I notice? Taking this and putting myself on diode mode. Hey JFX, do you know anything about IXREs, by the way? Because I'll tell you, sometimes I wish I knew. I wish I had a guy who knew more than myself about IXRE Nokia. Most companies don't use it. Most companies are using something Cisco, Sienna, something better. Where was I at? Oh, I'm here. Here on the HDMI, and I poked this pad, and that seemed a little low, but it's only slightly higher on my, if I had the beep on, it would probably beep, right? Because my beep threshold. So that's a little low, but I've taken out some donor boards, and it's kind of similar. So that was the only thing I really noticed, and that's by the HDMI thing. But I don't know. I don't know enough to say that what it should be. It's right by to the left of the HDMI port, and that's the only thing I'm getting. Everything else is around here is good. All the caps and all that, everything else is good. SARM for backhaul transmission. Huawei. Oh, so you use the cheaper Huawei stuff. That's cool. SARMs are. I used to be pretty good at the SARM. That weird ass. They got that licensed software that you need to have. You can't just log in with the HTTP. You got to have that web element manager, which it seems to be a sticking point for a lot of people. Go to the same issue port speed on the cat. What is it? Go Oh, got the same issue with the port? Oh, gotcha. This is the new mic. This is the new mic. So I was looking at the meter earlier just to see where it was like, where it was going back and forth and whatnot. And it looked like it was responding nice. I didn't have a whole lot of background noise. So I think it's good, all in all. I think it's okay. You know, this camera right here is probably better than the overhead camera that I'm using. Because this camera is the S24 Ultra. The above camera is like A20 something. What is this thing? I think it's an A24 Samsung, but I don't know. I probably should get a better camera. Wait a minute, Rusty sounds bad? I thought he sounds good. Everybody likes Rusty. How do I have so many admins in here? when did I make people admins? Meanwhile, I have admins and they freaking Squish wouldn't kick out that one guy for being an asshole. So yeah, I don't know about this. Let's see. I break out if I break out a rando board, it was probably not fixable either, and I measure on the same rail, it's pretty much identical. So I don't. Okay, hold on. I'll break out another test board. Hold on. And I'll measure on the same rail. This is a different board. And I'll measure on that same device. Where is it? Over here somewhere. Although they don't give you the same exact device. All right, they don't give you the same exact. But you see that's on that cap. It's pretty accurate, pretty similar. Why is that giving me? That's weird. Oh, maybe because the battery's in. Anyway, so I don't think that's a problem. I think just in general, I think that's just a low resistance type of item. So, added filter. I don't have any filters on right now. I'm just going balls to the wall, I guess. On 0. So I don't know what that 0 means. I guess that 0 is no filtering at all. And I don't think I heard you sound bad. So I don't know. So I have to look. So I can't walk. See, the funny thing is I can't walk. Like Andy walks away from his desk and you can still hear him. I can't walk that far. Right? It clips out pretty quick. So I guess they're all different. I wish I had more range. Because I would actually walk down in the garage right now. I'd have to put on my headset to walk down in the garage and show you my new work area, or what's soon to be my new work area. Yeah. So I definitely don't have that type of range, which sucks. But I'll have to do that. I'll have to go around, see if I could do that. Back to PS5. Yeah, I just poke around a little bit. You could see nothing's gonna. I mean, that's the CPU. That. Where is that? This side here. I think this is the CPU, and this on the side is the RAM. So that's why they're both low, and they'll beep. So, you know, besides that, not really a problem. By the 12 volt. No. Where's the 12 volt? So yeah, 12 volt's good once it charges up. So that's good. They're all good here. All these have black marks on them, which is pretty funny. I guess they checked. It seems like they checked each individual diode. No, not diode. Each individual cap, which is weird because they're all on one rail. So why wouldn't you just check the one rail, for that matter? But yeah, I don't know what they knew. I assume not much. Um, I mean, traditionally, you know that this F00, where is this thing? The Wi-Fi card is typically, you know, it's giving me normal voltage though, so I can't really blame the Wi-Fi card. So it's typically, you know, you go around here, the F002, and you could get, you know, you somehow find the problem around there, but I haven't found the problem next to the Wi-Fi card. The only thing I did see is this here, which is low, but that's what it is on a Wi-Fi card. And then if you put like a 1 volt and 1 amp in that thing, it won't ground out. It won't go to any voltage. That's just the way these Wi-Fi cards are. Anywho, not important, I guess. What do we got in chat? Anything good? Cross city limits. Yeah, he could go all the way to the front door, talk to a customer, give out customer information, apparently, which is illegal in that country, and come all the way back and talk about how he complained about something else that's happening. No, you know, I really feel bad for Andy and his roof, man. That's terrible. Like the guy, all he wanted was a freaking shed, that he was able to do work out of, and he wasn't asking much. He was just asking for a waterproof shed, and you know, I guess he went with the person he thought was the best, and like always, man, you end up getting screwed over by somebody. You know, somebody ultimately screws you over, and now he's got rain leaking on his head, which just sucks because, you know, if I was over there, I'll tell you what, if I was next to him or even like 40 minutes away or something, I'd go out there and I'd put a rubber roof on, because honestly, it's not that hard. You know, it's not that large of a shed. You could put overlapping rubber roof on, or you could get the metal roof. Maybe metal's not the best solution because of all the rain noise, but you could just put a nice metal roof on, put the drip caps on, and you'd be done. Maybe a couple $100, and he'd be, maybe $200. You'd have a roof on that thing that doesn't leak. I don't know what's so hard. To me, a roof is fairly simple. What did he only pay for? Did he only pay for a roof that, like a tar paper roof? Is that what they're trying to say, or how's it work that he's the only one getting freaking leaks? Do these people have they ever built a freaking shed before? I don't know. Maybe it was some due diligence needed. The metal roof would be noisy, but you could put insulation, like the foam insulation first, and then put the metal roof on top, and you'd probably be fine. Or you could just get rubber roofing and do like overlaps, or a hot mop or something. There's ways to go about putting a roof on that for an 8x10 shed is not expensive. For me, it's just be a matter of, here's a box, a square box, plywood, shingles, maybe shingles, if not shingles, because you got snow, put some rubber roofing on, or put ice and water shield around the whole thing, and then put the roof on. But you could get it waterproof. It's not that hard. A roof is pretty easy. A roof is like construction 101, So I don't know what's going on with his roof, but I wish you could tell it was really eating at him today, and anybody that was on his stream knows that he was really bothering him today, so I felt bad. I honestly felt bad. If I was close by, and I mean close, like 40 minutes away, I'd definitely go over there and help him out. Somebody should go over there. Nobody's close to that guy. None of us are close to that guy. None of us with construction experience, I should say. See, here in America, everybody's got construction experience. Everybody does everything. You can't make a living doing anything around here because everybody does everything. They all work on their own stuff. It's like a DIY. It's totally a DIY country, you know. This place. And I don't even know what goes on around here with PS5s or even like electronics. It just seems like people throw them on a shelf for forever and they don't get fixed, or I don't know where I don't know where customers are around here, but it's a very shitty area for customers. He doesn't want a cowboy. Well, what did he get though? If he doesn't want a cow, what did he get now? Was there supposed to be a roof on there or no? Did he buy a shed without a roof? What the fuck is a cowboy? He's just, you know, cowboy is like a shit. You know, you get a roof. You get a guy that just somewhat knows what he's doing. He's going to be able to put a roof on. Now people are coming on the stream expecting to see it working on a PS5. I can't. I'm not doing a fucking thing. I'll just put more dots on it like the other guy did. Just put more. But anyway, there's nothing to do with it. So I should break out that. I really don't want to bother with that other thing, but I was hoping to get somebody that wants to see something on this thing, like somebody that knows more than me. And somebody says, "Hey, poke around here," and I'd poke around here, see something. But this thing is pretty clean too. They did a good job with it, keeping it clean. The guy said he only had like a couple of hours worth of use on it before it broke, which is a shame because it's a nice looking unit. Yeah, my stories are not engaging, I guess. Yeah, so I had I guess when you have a good day, when you don't do anything, sometimes you just get bored at work. You know, I can't believe that they pay me sometimes to do nothing, but that's exactly what it's been. I have been waiting for a computer from the company that I'm supposed to be working for. I've been waiting for a computer for forever now, like for 3 months now. I've been waiting for a computer to work on the technology that I'm supposed to be working on. So it's been a long time. And that company that I'm supposed to be working for, well, the contract for, says, "Oh, he's gotten. I got to wait another 3 months because around here in I've only taken 2 PS. Okay, so around here or in America, there's a rule about contractors. And contractors, let's just say I contracted for a company. Let's call it Verizon. Okay, let's be crazy and say I contracted for a company called Verizon. Okay, now because I contracted for that company for 2.5 years, right? They have a rule where you can't work for that same company, Verizon, for 6 months after your break. So you could work for 30 months, right? Which I did. I worked for 30 months. And then you have to take a 6-month hiatus or break so you know, for some reason that's supposed to keep them safe from lawsuits or something. I guess because they can't treat you like a regular employee. But I'm not getting regular employee, you know, benefits though. I'm not getting their stock plan. I'm not getting their paid vacation. But for some reason, every 30 months, they want you to take a 6-month break. See, if you're a contractor. It's the stupidest thing on the planet. And the reason why this all stems back to IBM. So IBM was contracting people in their company for years, for like 15 or 20 years. They had contractors that worked for them. They got invited to company events. They had paid time off. They had been invited to like staff calls and everything, right? So there was really no difference separating that IBM employee from a regular IBM contractor from an IBM employee. So they said, what we'll do, the contractors that were working for 20 years and then found themselves without a job at the end of the 20 years because they got laid off or whatever, and they were not given a severance package because they were contractors. They were not given benefits because they were contractors. So those contractors that got let go from IBM sued IBM, and they sued IBM for millions of dollars for employee benefits, and they won. So this small group of people took IBM to court and won a lawsuit. So that's preventing contractors then from ever working for a company without specific rules, like you can't be invited to corporate events, you can't work for more than 30 months at a time, you can't have paid time off, you can't have stock plan, you can't have any of that. So that's the rule, right? So that's the rule that I'm having to abide by because I worked for a company. Let's say that company was called Psoriasin or Q Mobile or whatever the hell, whatever the name of that damn thing is. So that's why I can't get a computer now for my new company that I work for. I can't get a computer for Q Mobile because I worked for them for 30 months before. So how is that fair? How is that fair? How does that keep people safe? How is that fair? How does that keep people employed? How is that good for the environment? How is that good for anybody that's looking for a job? I have no idea. To me, you should just sign a thing at the beginning, but like, I'm a contractor and I'm not expecting any fucking special breaks or whatever. I'm a contractor. And you sign that thing, and then you could just go on about your fucking life. Instead, now I gotta wait, for God knows how long until the 6 months is up, till I get a stupid computer so I could type on a router and set settings on a router so I could, it's just crazy to me. Just all I want to do is work. I don't want to be encumbered by these stupid freaking rules. Yeah, but it's good for profit, but it doesn't keep me. It's I don't know. Thankfully, I got a job with this company that's willing to wait out that time, right? But I could have easily been sitting home on unemployment for 6 months, which would have sucked, would have completely sucked. And think about all the people out there that are looking for work and they probably can't find work because they have these stupid fucking rules. So it's definitely good for them, right? But where are these rules written? It seems to be company by company, they're all different. So where are these rules written down that, they all, okay, so I can't abide by a rule, right? Because there is no official written rule. It's a company that says, oh, we want to do 30 months. And then like Ericsson, I used to work for Ericsson, they did 1 year and then 6 weeks off. So completely different, It just doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. Anybody have anything good? Let's see. A lot of 0-hour contracts. Yeah, I guess your area is different. I don't know if you have the same type of rules. Um, but so the companies do exploit people, right? And I guess if you're given a chance, they'll probably exploit you more. Um, so make written rules. Figure out how much time I need off. Figure out what I need and what I need to abide by, and have a countrywide set of laws written down. This is what you need to follow, and I'm sure it's not 6 months. I'm sure 3 weeks would be fine, and I'm sure, you know, the rest of it's simple. No corporate events, no paid time off. I'm sure the rest of it's very simple, but this weirdness where you set aside a time of a length that the person has to remain unemployed is retarded, and it needs to be revised for sure. And that's why I'm running for president of... No, I'm just kidding. And that's why I'm running for the mayor. The mayor of Smallville, population 1. Where is Swindon anyway? He's here? I don't see him. I don't see poor Andy. I was just talking about him. Andy, please, just get up on your roof and put some shingles up, buddy. It's easy to do. What was I doing? PS5? No, not really. Yeah. So I'm working today, and all I had to do was I literally put three commands in something called a Westel, which is for alarming, and those 3 commands were just enabling a port, and it took me 5 seconds, and that's all I did all day, and no one's asked me to do anything. No one's been looking for me, so I basically took a lot of money for no reason today. To be fair, though, I worked Tuesday night until like 10 o'clock at night from like 8 o'clock in the morning. So, and then like Thursday, I did almost the same thing, but it was only till like 8 o'clock at night. So, yeah. So I definitely put in my time. I don't want to hear shit. When you're working with people, switch to, me? Sorry. Live chat. Andy, let me ask you about, because I have to know. Have you ever done any construction in your life? Like hung a picture? What's your level of expertise on carpentry? Because it seems like some things are easy to do, and you should be able to get up on that 6-foot roof and just throw a roof in. Good day, official Alex. Alex, 86. Are you born in 86? You're actually 12 years younger than me. No, you don't have any experience in the art of carpentry? Wow, I don't know. Is that, let me ask, okay. So is that like a generational thing now? Because like when I was young, like everybody in my age or in that range knows how to build a fucking everything. They know how to build everything. They do sheetrock and carpentry and framing, and it's just, there's nothing that like a guy is in the 40s or like 50s now. Usually they could do anything. So I'm just, is that like generational, like, or is that like geographical? That is it your country type of thing where people don't pick up like hammers and stuff and just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just kind of wonder because in my day, I mean, even now, there's nothing I can't do. I could do plumbing, I could do electrical, carpentry. I could build the whole house if I had to. And I have built additions and decks and, you know, there's nothing I haven't done. Okay, yeah, but your math is even easier. You're just reading a tape measure that says, at least you're not dealing with the fucking, with, with, with the fractional system. I mean, my math is so much more difficult. If I have something that's 122 inches and then I got to figure out, 122 inches is half of that. And I got to break down like, let's say 122 and a half inches, right? I got to break down, okay, half of a half is a quarter. And then, okay, half of 122 is 61. Or is that right? I don't even know. 61 and a quarter, right? But if you get into like, it's 122 and 3/4, now you got to kind of like, your math is so much easier. I don't even know how we haven't adopted that centimeter thing, because I fucking hate the fractional system. And sometimes I catch myself using the other side of the ruler. I feel goddamn un-American when I'm using that stupid other side of the ruler. Fractions, man. Fractions. 7/8 plus a quarter. Like, what is that? Well, all right. Anybody? So, yeah. So you don't know. So what about YouTube videos? Like somebody, if you have a ladder, right? You can just go up on the roof and kind of measure it out. Are you afraid of heights at all? Is that what we're getting at? I mean, I'm trying to like figure out a way to help without, like let's say somebody comes there and does the job, right? How would you know they're doing the right job? Just by the outcome? Like if they do the job and it doesn't leak, that's where you're going with that? Like is that the end? What about like the 5-year plan? If they do the job and it doesn't leak for 2 years, and then it starts leaking, wouldn't you kind of have to know what it looks like, what the right job looks like? You know what I mean? It's funny. Most of the Americans hate the imperial measuring system. No, we don't hate it. We actually secretly love it, but we're not. We try not to show it's like un-American. You got to love fractions, or else it's un-American. Oh, the PS5? I don't know. It just doesn't work. Here, I'll show you. I forgot that I was working on a PS5, to be honest with you. I was just sitting here bullshitting. It's got the single beep. It did have the single beep. Up until, I don't even know. It might have stopped doing the beep now. I don't know what happened. Either that or it's doing the beep and I have it off. Let me show you. Oh, I have the stupid power disconnected. See, it would help if I'm paying attention whatsoever to a PS5, then it would probably help. Okay, so this is what's wrong with the PS5. If you really care about the PS5, Rusty, you want to stop my rants for a PS5 that I posted, that I'm actually working on, which I haven't touched in like 20 minutes, but here you go. It's blue light and nothing. Beep, blue light, and away. So, and the error code is an APU, and the actual, let me show you here. I'm just going to show you the power draw because it looks pretty good too. So with an APU, oh Jesus, hook that up. I'm gonna stab this thing real quick. Turn that current on, and let me pay attention to two things at once. Ready? No, it wasn't right. I think I screwed it up. Okay, there's my power draw right there. And then back down. I think you're only seeing it go back down because I'm kind of going off of it here. There's my power draw. That's right there. I'm holding it real tight now. So that's my power draw, which is actually looks pretty good. So yeah, I don't like 10 might be a little high, right? But is it that high? Is it high enough to claim a short? I don't think so. Let's see. Oh shit, this guy is not right in the head. I'm not right in the head. Squish, you better delete that quick. No, I don't care. I don't really care. I'm probably not right in the head, right? I just rant about stupid shit. So yeah, take it or leave it. And listen, anybody could sit here and talk about, oh, we're going to work on a PS5 today, and then we're going to be like looking at voltage rails and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we're going to inject voltage. Yeah, listen, you could go anywhere and watch that from anybody. But you really going to hear a rant? You're really going to hear a good rant about the imperial system, metric system? So, I mean, that's crazy. Oh, you didn't delete that? But that guy deleted his message. Console repairs in Birmingham. Birmingham. That sounds like a nice place. Is it? Or is it like a shithole? Let me know how Birmingham is. I mean, it's picturing Birmingham. In my head, Birmingham's like a lot of greenery and farms and nice stuff. But I don't know, you know. And then in my head, like Swindon is like is kind of like a war zone. I'm just kidding, Andy. I swear to you, I'm just kidding. Swindon, England is a third. It's like going to what was that? Somalia or something, but maybe a little whiter. Just Somalia, but white. Is Swindon. So far we got Birmingham, good. Swindon, Somalia, but white. Well, whiter. Sorry, not white. Whiter. Oh, what else? Goddamn, that's funny. Yeah. All right, so let's go back to you now. Wait. Oh, I thought you were in Swindon. I was like, can you build a fucking roof? But turns out you just listen to him as well. Okay. Because if I can just find somebody that could build a roof or knows how to follow instructions, I'm going to send them to Andy's house. And with a hammer and a screw gun and maybe a saw. And we're going to get that goddamn roof put on. What about your wife, Andy? Does she know anything about carpentry? I mean, usually there's at least one in the house. Got to be somebody that knows something. Your father, your father-in-law, I mean, I'm just spitballing. Like, people in my life that knew shit about carpentry, like my grandfather, you know? You give him a couple tools and a plane, and he'll build you like a set of cabinets, you know? Yeah, I mean, shit. Like my generation, though. Yeah, my generation. I think in general, like if you ask, who's in like Dan? I bet you Dan. He's American. He's about my age. I bet you Dan knows how to build shit. Um, who else in here? Squish, probably not. No offense, just assuming. Probably not, though. Grass Puddle, I always say probably knows how to build shit. Just assuming. This is my chill and relax, probably knows how to hang a picture, but not really, not too much. You know, he knows his way around electronics, but you know, just trying to figure out who's in there. Chat fix, I bet you chat fix, Aaron. You say you know how to build stuff. Good. I bet you Aaron knows how to build stuff. Or his father knows how to build stuff. Like if he had needed a roof, I bet you Aaron could get that roof built by somebody that lives close to him. Oh, Chris, you know how to build. I see. I know Chris knows how to build stuff. Right away, I look at Chris and I'm like, he's the guy that can build stuff. Chatfix, really cool. Yeah, I agree. Chatfix is a good guy. Oh, this conversation came up today about same day fees. I know. So 8-bit, you disagree, but this was my opinion, was that same day fees are unfair to the customers that don't have the money for same day fees. And hear me out here, because I have opinions. So if you have a same day fee, right, that means so if you have enough work, you're charging a same day fee, I assume, right? And that means that person can't wait like a day or something. But if you could do that work anyway and get it back to either the same or next day, why does it cost any more? It's just, to me, you're pushing off customers that. So you have a backlog of work, right? You have 10, let's just say 10 PlayStations to do, 10 HDMI ports to do, right? You're taking in that one and you're taking that 10 and pushing it to the right for somebody with a couple more shekels. Does that sound fair? So that's why I don't do same day fees. If they ask me for same day, I'll tell them. I said, usually it's done by the next day, but sometimes, it might be, it's either same day or next day, and sometimes it might even be 2 days. But if you can't wait that long, then there's a problem there. So that's why I don't do it. I just feel like the haves and the have-nots, the fucking haves in this world have too much anyway. And if they can't wait 2 days, then fuck them. But that's why I don't do it. Because I was doing that at first when I had some work here, and I was doing that at first, and I was like, I'll just charge a few more dollars, and if these idiots want to pay whatever to get it done, and then they should. But then I realized it's probably their parents paying anyway, and they don't give a crap because they're just telling their mother or whatever that's paying, oh, it costs $145 or $150 or whatever, and they're not really appreciative of the same day anyway. Just little shitheads with their mother's credit cards. And maybe that mother can't afford it, and she just kind of feels bad that the kid broke the HDMI port, and and the kid's just lying to her anyway. It's not really an appreciation thing. It's just they're just being little shitheads. So I said, I'm just going to charge a fee. $125 for a PS5 HDMI port, right? And I get the port in. And if I could get it done same day, I'll just give it back to him. And that same $125 applies. And if it's the next day, it's the same $125. And if it's a week later, it's the same fucking price. So that's kind of where I got. And in Aaron, he was like, well, if I'm putting aside work to get that in, then I should get paid more. And I said, well, if you're putting aside work to get that in, that means the 10 people who didn't have the extra couple bucks are paying the price because they're waiting the extra time now. Tools, what? What are you doing? Mr. Dave, after you're done, can we get a tool store? Oh, tool store. I have a pretty big mess going on right now. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's okay. I'll do it anyway because yeah, I just have like this. The camera is waiting to go on the top of my scope. This camera is kind of junky, so. Um, but I have an older AM scope camera with a whatever that thing is. Um, we got the iPhone 9N, which I kind of dig. Uh, it's a good one. I like it. I got my homemade fume extractor. You know, that there's not much to it. I got you saw this Lab Loot, which is like it was basically a clone of something else. I forgot what it's cloned off of, but that's just it. And then I got this thing I never fucking use because it's a hunk of shit. And if you buy it, you're an idiot, like I am. Which is the Finersi power supply, which sucks a big D. So don't buy this thing because you can't even fucking charge a battery without exploding. So definitely a do not buy. That's you. I'm talking to you, fucking Finersi. I'm talking to you. And I have my old standby, which is just awesome. It does everything I need to do. It's just a power supply. It does power supply things. It's great. It's freaking awesome. Love it. Let's see. Here's my overhead. It's just a freaking phone. That's all it is. It's a phone with Droid Cam on it. And that's my other light overhead with my paper towels draped over. And there's my Nada Vivor AM862D, which is not a Vivor because I added this thing, which is an Aten wand on it. So it's technically an Aten because it's got all Aten inside. And what else do I got? Anything worth showing? Not really. Just a messy fucking bench that I suck at cleaning. But I would like to take you downstairs to my new shop that I'm setting up. But I'm not sure that the DJI will actually make it down there. So I am going to swap over. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap over to my headset. And that way I could take y'all downstairs. Because I know the headset will reach. So, and I'll PC connected. All right, let's see. Let me add that device. Hold on, all right? But I won't be able to see you, though. I don't know if you care, but all right. So PC, I'm going to go digital headset. Okay, hello. All right, I'm on the digital headset now, which sounds like trash, I'm sure. And I'm almost sure you're not happy about it. So I won't be able to see you, but I'll tell you what, if anybody wants me, they could just DM me. No, they could just Discord me if they really want to, I guess, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't take my laptop with me. That's stupid. Is it stupid? No, I'll take my laptop. Okay, we'll make a thing of it. We'll make a day. All right, I'm gonna go downstairs to my estate. Okay, should be able to see my palatial estate. Hold on, hold on. We're making a day of it. All right, here we go. All right, I'll put that down there. I probably should have made this bigger, huh? Now that should I run back up and make it bigger? Yeah, let me do that. Hold on. I'm going to run back up and make it bigger. That was kind of stupid. Give me a second. Hold on. Don't leave. I know the temptation's there. Don't go anywhere. Almost there. Oh, I guess I got to retransform this. I don't know if this is the right way. I guess we'll find out. I should have. I should have left it the other way. I'm stupid. No, my camera fell down. That's what happened. All right, here I am. Let's see. I guess I don't know what you see because now I can't see what you see. Does that make sense? Oh, good. That's right. Okay, cool. All right. So here's what I got going on. Uh, First of all, I got to kill this echo. Um, this is my garage, right? So it's pretty big. I'm trying to get rid of all this stuff here, right? And I got that rug I'm going to put down just to like keep the floor kind of warm. And this big ass table I have is going on against that wall. And I'm going to put that L on this side. So swing that around, have the big ass table there, and then kind of fill in this area here. I'm going to put like a curtain over America. Put a curtain over the whole thing where the heavy bag is and all the way across there, right? And that way, when you come in that door, I'll make it more of a shop area, like so. That way, you could actually come in and you could actually maybe wait for your stuff or pick up your stuff and whatever. But I got this table from good old Timu. Actually, I got all the tables from Timu. They were pretty good, a good deal. That table was like 250, so that's not bad. And then this big ass table, which is like 8 feet, or in I don't know what it is in your country, but this is 8 feet in my country, 96 inches. And that was like a Vivor table. And I think that was like 300 bucks almost. And then this thing was a smaller table. It's like 100 bucks. So yeah, it's a pretty good, it's going to be a pretty good shop, don't you think? We all feeling. Any ideas for layout or anything like that or what? Because right now I just got that. I do have my heater slash whatever, and then I gotta get rid of that, obviously. This used to be a room. Well, it used to be a room, then it was a garage. Now it's gonna be a shop, but that's why there's like carpet on, you know, on on parts of the area because this used to be like this used to be an actual room. I took these things off, the tracks, and that was a wall. I covered the with a wall, and then the TV was hanging there by the wrenches, and by America, TV was hanging there. You had like a couch on this side. It was like an actual room. It's pretty good. Huge ass family room. Yeah, that's the thing too. I'm going to make progress on it this weekend. I was thinking about, oh, well, I'll stream it, but I don't think anybody's going to want to watch me build freaking benches, you know. So, and then got so much to clean and just do. Probably should throw like a coat of paint on it or something just to get it somewhat nice, you know. And then I don't know, this curtain here, maybe just like one of those thick ass curtains that I should get. Like like the kind of like the schools use or whatever. You see, I just got like it's just a giant mess here right now because I moved everything from that side to this side, so it's kind of a mess right now. But it is what it is. It's all coming. It's all part of the old game. So that's it. I just wanted to show you that. Let me scooch back upstairs and stare at the PS5 again. Whoa, dark. This freaking phone actually makes light. This is my house. See, nice. My house. More of my house. More of my house. Got fancy LEDs that work on the for the light for the stairs. Kind of nice. All right. So let's see. Put this back in. Oh well. I closed the lid and apparently I lost connection. All right. That's back. Isn't this phone so much better than the other one? Like honestly, that's probably compared to let's see, compared to this phone, like I could probably zoom in like pretty much all the way with this one. This phone would make a better camera than the other phone, but that's not gonna happen because I need this phone to carry and actually use. Um, what else we got? The other one, so this one here is an A24, and I don't know how to show you the other one. The other one, the one I'm using right now to carry around is an S24 Ultra or 25 Ultra. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, nobody has anything to do with this, right? No one has any ideas. Just making sure before I close the stream because that was the main goal to actually have ideas on this one. And then I got off on a small little rant or tangent about what might have been the metric system or roofing or old people. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It's all a blur. I might have said something about somebody. I remember that much. So let me let me set this thing back. Hold on. I might have said something. Probably insulted a few people, more than likely. Uh, There we go. Back to that. Somehow, yeah. Okay. I killed that camera. So yeah, what do you think? This camera kind of sucks, right? Compared to the other camera. I was thinking about making chicken burgers for lunch for supper today. That's what's on the agenda now. Oh, Squish, Squish, are you saying you're useless because I said you probably don't know how to build anything? Or are you being for real that you really don't know how to build anything? Because I just had that feeling. I don't know for sure. You like this camera here? Okay. So yeah, chicken burgers with feta cheese, and I was gonna make sweet potato mashed potatoes, which I have to put in the oven like soon, or else they're not gonna get done because they're frozen. So then maybe I'll cook up some onions, some fried onions, and I'll cook those up. So and I'll cut them up and put fried onions with the chicken burgers and the feta cheese. That's the plan. That's that's the plan so far. And maybe, no, I was going to say maybe a pasta dish, but honestly, I think just the chicken burgers and the sweet potato french fries sounds good enough. Oh, I got a phone call coming in. Somebody's probably calling me. So stop talking about food. Give me 1 second. Dave's on brand. Dave speaking. I do fix them. Yes. Sometimes same day, sometimes next day. Yeah, it depends on what time you drop it off, mostly. I don't charge any more or less because I just treat every customer the same. So it's 125, and I just, yeah, and it's usually back the next. Like if you dropped it off now, it might be back same day, but chances are it should be ready in the morning. Oh yeah, early afternoon you drop it off, it'll likely get done. But I can't guarantee it, but it'll likely get done by tomorrow. What's that? 125. Yeah. All right, I'll catch you. Anyway, so that's my point, right? Could have made a few more dollars there, right? But I just said not to. I said, why bother? Oh, chicken burgers. No, he said he'll be. See, I don't. What's he? I don't understand what his hurry was because now he says, "Do you have same day repair?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, it's not same day, but chances are the same day, right? Depends on what time you drop it off. He says, "Oh, I'm gonna drop it off tomorrow." So if you're gonna drop it off tomorrow, why are you asking me about same day? I don't know. Like if you were really concerned, just drop it off right now and it would be done by tomorrow, right? No, yes. That's how I feel. I don't know. I think I'm going to delete this whole stream because it's really about nothing. It's like probably get off and just delete it. I don't know what I said. I don't know if I insulted anybody. Um, Listen, I'll catch you later. It was fun streaming. I wish I could do longer. I wish I had a ton of work. I just don't. Uh, Maybe that's my fault. I don't know. But I just feel like it's the area more so. Because that was like one phone call, right? I get like 2 or 3 phone calls a day, but really it's slow. That 2 or 3 phone calls, maybe one customer out of that. Today I had 0 customers, so it's just slow and it's kind of annoying. But I'm in a residential area and I'm out of the way. But even though I'm on Google and Apple Maps, it's just I'm out of the way and it is what it is, right? So I don't know how anybody else does. It seems like everybody else does better, but that just could be because I'm looking from outside and like to me they're doing better. You know, there's that one guy. Oh, what the hell's his name? Starts with an R. I forgot his name already, but oh yeah, yeah. Thanks, Chill Max. But there's that one guy. He always streams in like that short format, and I don't know that he even knows what the hell he's doing, but he seems to get plenty of work. Like so, I think it's in a city versus rural, and that's why I don't have a lot. Could be anyway. Like Andy has a good stream. Well, at least he gets calls. I mean, he doesn't have like a lot of customers, but at least he gets calls every day. And people generally drop stuff off. Then again, he'll fix a toaster. So, you know, I don't know. Like I do have my people do call me, and I'm like, no, I don't fix that because I wouldn't fix that. I wouldn't expect you to pay 50 or 60 hours to fix something that's worth $30. So I'm upfront and open about it. So yeah. Well, I'm still talking. I told you I was going to go. I'm still talking. I mean, I could go downstairs and cook dinner and probably still talk. Like I could do that. You know, if anybody was really interested in it, I could probably muster up a few conversations. And yeah, is there anything else on? Anything good? But if I do that, I don't think I'm going to see you guys chatting. So it might be difficult. I'll just literally be talking to myself like usual. So they say that's healthy though. I saw, who was it? I saw somewhere where it said it's healthy to talk to yourself. So this is probably the most health I've had in like forever. Oh, should give you like a health update, right? So I gotta get serious now. So I was losing weight. I still am. Whatever. Which wouldn't seem to be a problem, right? When you lose weight, but I'm losing weight without trying. So apparently, that's a to do, right? So I had to go for a couple of tests, and so far they found nothing. So that's good. Uh, but the big test is before Thanksgiving. I gotta go for a colonoscopy and an endoscopy, and that'll probably reveal a little more. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I've lost like 30 pounds in a year without trying. So that's pretty insane. I wish I could do that when I was, like, why couldn't I do that when I cared? But yeah, I've lost 30 pounds. And I was surprised to see it. Like, I didn't know it was that much. But controller mods. Oh, you're talking to 8-bit. Yeah, I don't know. I feel all right. Everybody says like my color may be off. Oh, here's my color. Hi, camera. So that's that's my color. Yeah, I don't know. It could be off. It might be off. I just don't know. Apparently, I'm not live either right now, which is crazy. No, I am live, but I'm watching a connection of myself that's not live. So I should probably fix that. Let's see. I'm watching the chat live. Did you see me poke my head in there? Okay, you did. So so apparently I'm a little paler than usual. So I gotta go for like iron infusions and all that. It's crazy. Anyway, that's what's going on in my life. Uh, that's pretty much my radio show because that's all it was today was a radio show. And this mic, by the way, is not the old. The other mic is this is the headphones. So you can probably tell the difference. It doesn't sound near as good, right? So I should probably take that away and charge it now. I don't know how long the charge lasts, but